Hi, everybody in YouTube land. I'm just going to play a little clip for people.
Okay, cool, but that background noise, it's a bit too much. You couldn't, record this in a quiet room without, what is that, TV in the background? Is that too much to ask? I always find this stuff so weird. When you've got something important to say it clean, say it clear. Otherwise, I'm going to come along and make fun of you for it. Unless, of course, you secretly know that you're just full of crap.
They don't think that you have some sort of a barrier up there.
Okay, the sound effects are getting kind of creepy and more than a little distracting. Luckily, I have some fancy future space technology that allows me to actually clean that up. Thank you, RTX voice. Right, I mentioned Nvidia once. You think they will send me a free £1,000 worth of graphics card now? Seems like a fair trade, if you ask me, because of course I would think that.
They don't think that you have some sort of a barrier up there.
Holy crap, that's actually legit so much better. I didn't expect it to work so well. Cool. And, no, I don't. Why would there be? Wouldn't make much sense with all the crap we fire up there on a regular basis, sometimes for productive stuff like satellites, and sometimes for the lols. I'm looking at you, Tesla slash SpaceX. SpaceX. But all of it with, evidence of us putting them up there? I mean, hell, in the right conditions you can see the International Space Station. But I'm sure that's fake, with absolutely nothing but your super-powered incredulity to back up that claim, or to refute the evidence of its existence.
All the people that believe the Earth is a ball floating in space. I have evidence on a video.
Yes, lots of people know we are living on a ball in space. They didn't flunk out of kindergarten, and so you do have evidence. And on video, no less. I expected it to be etched onto the side of a mouldy carrot, considering what you guys hold up as examples of evidence anyway. So isn't that exciting? Let's hope it isn't something ridiculous, stupid, or ridiculously stupid TM.
And this has been verified that there is something up there.
Verified? Verified as what? A video? 'Cause no duh. And by who? And what exactly is up there? You say barrier, but what does that even mean? And why can't we usually see it? What's it made of? Ice? Rock? Pigeons all painted blue? Are you going to answer any of my questions in this or any other video? Or am I, as I usually do, simply screaming into the void?
And people should consider possibility that this is not what we've been told for the world we exist in.
People do consider that all the time. It's called curiosity, and it leads people to ask questions of people who actually looked into this stuff, and perhaps you did too. The only difference is that when they got the answer that was backed up by both evidence and reality, they went, huh, interesting, or cool. And you went, no, I don't understand that, and I am the smart, therefore I know better than everyone, and then ran down the street making train noises.
What does it take? What does it take for you to release, to let go?
I don't know if you're asking me to completely change my opinion about a fact, but I guess it would have to be that stuff. You know, those things that the science guys use to actually demonstrate how their ideas work and match reality instead of just making YouTube videos about how everyone else who doesn't agree with them is a sheep or a shill or whatever. I know there's a word for it, but it escapes me right now. But some of that stuff, yeah.
You know Santa Claus isn't real. You know Easter Bunny isn't real.
No, I don't know that. They are clearly real. I mean, if the Easter Bunny isn't real, then who exactly keeps leaving eggs in my slippers? Oh god, that feeling of cracked eggshell and egg white getting all between your toes, it's absolutely disgusting. But at least then I can strain them out and make some breakfast. No, it's okay. It's not my breakfast. No, that's the whiskey that Santa brings me. 'Cause I don't drink that coffee crap on a morning. I have a nice, delicious, nutritious pint of scotch. Like a grown-up.
You know the tooth fairy isn't real. At what point are you going to let go of Ball Earth?
Look, mate, the demonstrable factual fact of the shape of the ball Earth and some children's stories about magical creatures are not directly comparable. There's things that we can do to tell the shape of the Earth, but nothing we can do to prove these magical story boys. I'm curious as to whether you are one of the probably 80% of flirts who are religious, because I got some bad news for you in terms of believing in fictional creatures. And anyway, if it wasn't a stupid argument, I could just use it against you and be equally as right. Although it still wouldn't be a good argument.
And the same people that gave you Ball Earth gave you Jesus the man and the Bible.
Okay, so Jesus the man and the Bible and those things are bad, so I have no idea what kind of deal you got going on, but I'll be fascinated to find out. Maybe you're one of those rare atheist flirts, basically a unicorn, and evidence that just because someone doesn't believe in God doesn't make them automatically rational. So hey, you might have a use. Might.
Because those are the same villains, criminals, sinister people that created this whole...
Oof, they sound very scary. And what did they make? I'm assuming it's some kind of evil sandwich.
shit show.
Oh no, that's not a sandwich. That's not a sandwich at all.
Show the video.
Oh, okay, that was just the intro. The very, very pointless intro. A man after my own heart. Anyway, I have to warn you, the audio on this part, well, it sounds like this.
Say that this thing is a literal...
And I couldn't for the life of me fix it, like I did with the other bit. The audio is so bad, the software thinks that it is all background noise. Which is just a new level of bad flat earth production values. It's almost impressive, but the audio itself is at least understandable, so fine, whatever, just you have been warned.
Say that this thing is a literal piece of the firmament.
Oh dear, I just realised I warned you about the wrong thing. I forgot about all the stupid. Okay then, this is a piece of the firmament, is it? Awesome. I hope you can demonstrate how, and if it turns out it's 'cause it's blue, I cannot be held responsible for any planets that explode shortly afterwards. That may or may not be called Earth.
This rock is made up of 77.17%. Notice the 3 sevens?
Okay, so I don't know if that's accurate and or if that 777 even means anything. But if it does, you know that doesn't necessarily mean anything in this case, right? There is such a thing as a coincidence. Not everything that appears related is related. And acting like it all is makes you look very, very silly. And I just realised you said 77.17%, so not even the same thing. That's like 60 different from it being 7777, and 6,940 from being 777. You really are just grasping at straws here, mate.
77.17% oxygen. And when they crushed this up to put it underneath the microscope, they could no longer see it. It lost its color.
What? Crushing something down into a completely different consistency makes it look different? You don't say. That explains why all those people turned all red and goopy. Well, I'm just gonna have to do some more science to get to the bottom of this mystery. And yes, by science, I mean murder.
This is a real thing. This is an absolutely real thing.
I know. I found the website you were using to prove your little sky stone. The website that makes a lot of unsubstantiated and unsourced claims about what scientists could and couldn't tell about this rock, but also says the plasma spectrometry analysis reduced the oxygen level to 50 out of 100 or 55 out of 100 at most, which apparently is normal in any rock. Which it's super weird that you don't mention that bit. And also, the fact is, I believe that simple quartz is like 2/3 oxygen. So it's not even that amazing that something could be a little bit more, even if it was. Which I doubt.
After returning to Europe, Petoni took the blue stone to the Institute of Natural blah blah blah. To his surprise, tests showed that stone was not turquoise. It wasn't even officially cataloged. The blue stone he had discovered not only does not correspond to any known mineral, but the same material was also recently located in Morocco.
Right, sure, but like I said, it's still all unsourced claptrap. And, you know, I would love to actually find out where all this information came from. Although, here's something that confuses me. That whole, oh, it's whatever percentage oxygen, which, again, isn't as amazing as it sounds. There are plenty of oxygen-rich compounds you could potentially make rocks from. It's not the same as oxygen. It's not O2, but the thing I don't understand is, why would we expect the sky rocks to be mostly oxygen? Our air isn't even mostly oxygen. So the idea that the sky roof would need to be mostly oxygen, that's just super weird. If anything, it should be 70% nitrogen, since that would actually line up with your BS in a meaningful way. The only reason I think anyone thinks that this is meaningful is because they think oxygen means air, which it absolutely doesn't, and is the kind of thinking of a very small child. No wonder you failed preschool.
Do you see what's going on?
You're a giant dumbass?
The sky is falling. How's that? And they literally have imagery of it.
Or no? I mean, prove they came from the sky. I'm betting you can't, because I'm betting they don't. And again, oxygen rich would have nothing to do with the sky. I mean, try climbing a mountain and let me know how much oxygen is up there. You would think there would be even more, because it either combines together to make the sky roof, or it's gonna be coming from the sky roof or something. I don't know. But for some strange reason, the air gets thinner. And that includes there being a lot less oxygen. Like 40% less when you get pretty high up. Very, very weird.
All over the place. This is the stone itself right here. And it's pretty amazing.
It's a blue stone. It's fine. I mean, it's a nice blue, sure. But is it amazing? God no. It's just blue. And that's got to be the only real reason anybody thinks that this is a sky stone. And the thing is, we have sky stones. Most people call them meteorites. And they are pretty cool, but not that mind-blowing. And you would think if they had to break through that stuff to get here, there would be some blue rock either on it or with it, and you'd find this crap everywhere. But funnily enough, I don't think that happens.
It was found with all sorts of artifacts.
Wait, so it was found with a bunch of man-made objects, and your conclusion is that it must have come from the sky? Do you not think that it's more likely to be another man-made object? The limited info I can find about this thing points to it being painted with like indigo powders and what have you. Although I'm not sure how reliable the source is, but I tell you what, I'll happily buy your source, if only a little, if you actually give us one. You know, until I actually read it, when it will be just, like, obviously wrong.
And again, they tested this thing to 3,000 degrees Celsius, yet its composition wouldn't alter.
They who?
It was made out of 77.1% pure oxygen, and the remaining was carbon, calcium, and another unknown element.
An unknown element, eh? Is it flurfium? Stupidium? Oh, I know, it's made-upium. It's even rarer than unobtainium. What a stupid name for a material.
They were eventually able to locate an organic compound that is currently unknown to science, dated at 55,000 years old. That doesn't really do very much for me.
Oh my god, is this just you admitting that you're only interested in information that at least appears to confirm your bias? If this is true, this should be interesting regardless. Oh wait, don't tell me, you're a young Earth creationist or something. So the Earth is defo 6,000 years old, guys. And this just doesn't line up with that, so you're not interested. and would perhaps line up with your previous comments on Jeebus and Bibles are bad because you're part of one of those more fringe groups. Makes sense. I mean, you do think the firmament is real after all.
Amazingly, it seems that the sky stone is not unique. There has been, in fact, similar finds in other places on the Earth, most notably Brazil. The other sample of sky stone was submitted to GRS Swiss Labs for testing.
Man, wouldn't you love to be able to actually read the tests from these labs? Wouldn't that be fun, instead of having to rely on the testimony of someone who might have, say, a vested interest in this being a magical sky stone? Perhaps increasing its resale value?
And the analysis by an anonymous dealer.
Anonymous dealer? I mean, is there anyone who did these tests who isn't anonymous? You would think that someone somewhere could be named so we can actually check if your claims about their tests are true and not just, oh, I don't know, pulled out of your arse.
Intrigued American artist and designer Jared Collins tried to buy the small cutaway, but the dealer refused to sell it. He wouldn't even name a price for a larger full stone.
Or, you know, he doesn't exist. One of those two situations, definitely.
So these guys have literally found these stones all over the world. And look at it. It's exactly the same color as the sky. It's made out of the same color. It's made out of the same elements that we literally breathe.
I knew it. I called it. That's it. I'm blowing all you mother flippers up. You have disappointed me for the last time. I have been told that if I blow up the world, I won't be able to have breakfast ever again. Okay, you get to live for now.
This is, in my opinion, the firmament. If you keep looking and keep looking and keep looking at the stars, looking at the sun, looking at the moon like I have and like I do, you really start to come to the conclusion that everything that's above us isn't what we've been told whatsoever at all.
I'm starting to think maybe someone has spent a little bit too much time staring into the sun. And I think that explains a lot. Look, mate, you can look and look and look with your flawed human eyes and come to as many wackadoodle conclusions as you like. But until you do some actual sciencing, no one's going to listen to you. And I am going to make fun of you and your stupid skyrock. Now get out of here. It's time for dinner. Yes, that is another pint of whiskey. How did you know? Why, hello there, you terrible people. The best kind of people. It's me, Sir Sick. Could you not tell? I just wanted to remind you all to subscribe, push the bell icon, and to check out my various social media things for other equally pointless content. And more importantly, to make sure that you know when a video comes out. Recently, it seems YouTube doesn't want you to know because I am so handsome, famous, and good at the sex, and they are jealous, obviously. It really helps me out if you do, and apparently, if you are notification belled up, they have reset it or something, so check them settings to make sure you're getting what you're supposed to. Hopefully, we can get my numbers back up, because my self-worth is directly related to how many internet people show up on my videos. I'm sure that's completely healthy, right? Also, don't forget to panic buy Sick Brand merch, and don't forget to panic crowd support the channel. Thanks very much.